Question number 1. The dash is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living within country. The answer is C. Constitution. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of the country. Next. When was the 10th session of the Constituent Assembly held? The answer is A. 6 to 17th October 1949. Next question. Which of the following is not a federal feature of the Indian Constitution? The answer is C. All India services. Federal features of the Indian constitutions are division of power, supremacy of the constitution, written constitution, rigid constitution, judiciary, and bicameral legislature. The idea of rule of law was adopted from the constitution of which of the following countries? Answer is C. UK. The rule of law is a fundamental principle of the Constitution that ensures everyone, including the government, is subject to the law. Next, the Constitution of India was handwritten by. Answer C. Prem Bihari Naren Raizada. Raizada took 6 months to handwrite 395 articles, 8 schedules, and a preamble of the Constitution in both Hindi and English. Next, which feature of the Indian Constitution has been taken from the Constitution of Japan? Answer is A. Procedure established by law. Next, the principle of liberty, equality, and fraternity were adopted from the Constitution of. Answer B. France. Next, fundamental duties are contained within which article of the Constitution of India? Answer B. Article 51A. Article 51A was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976 on the recommendation of the Swaran Singh Committee. Next, who moved the objective resolution that was later adopted as the preamble of the Constitution of India? Answer Jawaharlal Nehru. On December 13, 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru moved the objective resolution. The article of the Constitution which deals with all the executive powers of the governor is. The answer is C. Article 154. Article 150 is form of account of the Union and the States. Article 157 is qualification for appointment of governor, and Article 156 is term of office of governor. What article does 360 of the Constitution of India provide with? Answer Financial emergency. Article 360 of the Indian Constitution gives the President the power to declare a financial emergency if the country's financial stability or credit is threatened. Which of the following articles of the Constitution of India deals with the right to equality? Answer A. 14 to 18. 14. Which constitutional amendment introduced the goods and services tax in India? Answer B. 101 Amendment. The 101 Amendment of 2016 inserted Article 246A and other provisions implementing GST. Which article gives the Supreme Court power to review its own judgment? Answer Article 1. Article 137 of the Indian Constitution empowers the Supreme Court to review its own judgment or orders. Next question. Which constitutional amendment incorporated the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution? Answer is Article 42nd. Fundamental duties were added to the Indian Constitution by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. This amendment added Articles 51A to Part 4 of the Constitution, enumerating the duties of the citizens, and was based on the recommendation of the Swaran Singh Committee, which amendment abolished the right to property as a fundamental right. The answer is C. 44th. The right to property was removed from the list of fundamental rights by 44th Amendment Act of 1978. Next, the preamble of the Indian Constitution declares India as, answer is B. Sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Next question, how many schedules are there in the Indian Constitution at present? Answer C. 12. Next, which amendment made elementary education a fundamental right? Answer 86th. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002 introduced Article 21A, making elementary education for children aged 6 to 14 a fundamental right. Which of these is not a fundamental right under the Indian Constitution? Answer is D. Right to work. The right to work is a directive principle, not a fundamental right. 22. The word socialist and secular were added to the preamble by which amendment? 42nd. The word socialist and secular were added to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. This amendment, also known as the Mini Constitution, was enacted during the emergency period under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Which article of the Constitution of India defines the power of the President to grant pardons and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences in certain cases? Answer is Article 72. Next question. The Parliament while in session begins with a. The answer is C. Question hour. 0 hour is the time when members of Parliament can raise issues of urgent public importance. Calling attention motion is an Indian innovation in the parliamentary procedure, which finds a place in the rules of process of both the houses of the Parliament. Next, what is contained in the 11th schedule of the Constitution? Answer, list of Panchayat subjects. 11th schedules details power, authority, and responsibilities of Panchayats. Which article deals with the protection of interests of minorities? Answer is Article 29. Article 29 of the Indian Constitution deals with the protection of interests of minorities. Next, which article empowers the President to promulgate ordinances? Answer, Article 123. Article 123. This article grants the President the power to issue ordinances, which are temporary laws during a parliamentary session recess. Which commission is constituted under Article 338? Answer is B. National Commission for Scheduled Castes. This constitutional body was established to safeguard the rights of scheduled castes and ensure their social, educational, economic, and cultural development. Under which article can the governor reserve a bill for President's consideration? Answer, Article 200. Article 200. This article states that when a bill passed by the state legislature is presented to the governor can either give assent, withhold assent, or reserve the bill for the President's consideration. Next, who interprets the Constitution in India? Answer, Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the ultimate authority on the constitutional interpretation.